Yeah, it's totally pointless effort.
Love it. Love the dedication.
Big walk, big walk.
Good, it still works. This has been sitting in the gallery for a week, so just wasn't sure if it would still be in one piece, but here we are. All right. Well, I'd like to introduce myself first. My name's Vic Wong. I'm a musician and now an instrument builder. So as part of the Upstream residency this year, it's been the third year, I believe, and it's wonderful. Stayed in a wonderful cabin in in Yosemite with a cohort of some great artists. Their work's all on display here, along with everyone else in the past 3 years. And yeah, it's just such a great space where we got to concentrate on what we wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was build an instrument. And the instrument is called the MIDISteel. It is a steel guitar-like instrument. I don't want to call it a steel guitar because it certainly doesn't behave like one. I wish it behaved more like one, but I'm starting to come to terms with that and realize that it's got its own learning curve, just like any instrument would have. I'm going to bring up Marceline Keene. Marceline will be playing another digital instrument, the Suzuki Unisynth. I did not make that. That is, I will never make anything that awesome. Any luck? Oh, you guys run the battery first?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that actually this would be the instrument that would break today. But let's see.
Is there a way to switch?
Oh no. That switch is not supposed to be ever moved.
Oh no.
I should have taped over it. You're all on the edge of your seats.
A switch that should not be touched. Oh, hey.
Sorry. Happens with every live situation. All right, we're going to start with the tune that made me want to play this instrument. And you might recognize it. Sleepwalk. I have to tell Marceline that too. It's going to be a lot of finding our tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the steel guitar is an instrument that originated in Hawaii. Allegedly, a young boy was walking around with his guitar on the train tracks, found a steel spike like this, and dragged it across his guitar. And was just so captivated with the sound that decided to take that further. So, I'd like to pay some homage to Hawaiian music. This one's called Hana, Paradise Found. And it was taught to me by the great Alan Akaka, one of the greatest champions of steel guitar in Hawaii today. He's constantly spreading the word, teaching children how to play it. It's just so great. Anyway, shout out to Hawaii. I have to remember to change the tuning on some of these. This supports multiple tunings, so those first two were in A flat or A6. And this is in B11 for anyone who can track at home. It's a very Hawaiian tuning. Unfortunately for you, I'm the best MIDIsteel. Marceline was playing it this morning. She's the second best. After this performance, you will play it. Maybe you will surpass both of us.
It's very possible.
It's entirely possible. All right, we're going to play an original off of this record. So after I built the instrument at Upstream, I was like, well, I have to make some art now. I went ahead and recorded 6 tunes, a mix of originals and a couple covers. But that's the cover. Helen, my partner, also resident this year. I was her +1.
No, you were
And she designed that for me. Okay.
Also, Vic helped me with this thing.
Oh yeah, if you look to her left, the paw pad is on display, which is a paw-shaped controller.
With very satisfying clicks.
Yes,
I must
feel
say.
free to handle it.
Yeah.
That's a good tactile.
All right, so this one, a lot of the tunes I wrote were kind of inspired by the environment I was in, and this one, I was just walking across the living room, I saw a dead beetle. Decided to write a funeral dirge for it.
Take us back.
It's a little bit of a departure from what you've been doing. It's going to be very, very sad. There are tissues in the back. A lovely intro cadenza will be played by Marceline Keene. That was the tune, Dirge for a Dead Beetle. I think I got the most feedback about that song. I really like Dirge for a Dead Beetle. So, apparently people like bug death music. Oh, hey, Emily. Hey. What else to say about that? I forgot to change the tuning before that song. So, there were some surprises. Also, the patch that I made for that is called Bugs.
Nice.
Another Hawaiian tune. Oh yeah, okay, let's do Paradise Isle. So, this started as a lap steel guitar. A lap steel, if you don't know, is a little different from the kind of steel guitar you would hear in like Nashville country music. A lap steel is just a guitar, nothing else. You just lay it on your lap. It's got the strings. A pedal steel is what you're used to hearing in country music, and pedal steel is a cousin of the lap steel, and it's a much more popular cousin, I guess, like the jock cousin. And the innovation that started to be made is like, so when you have this instrument like a guitar or a lap steel guitar, you're stuck to that one tuning. I can change them digitally, but like if this was a real lap steel, I couldn't change the tunings. So what people started to experiment with the steel guitar was like, hey, what if we were able to change the tunings on the fly with pedals? And it started with, I believe it was kind of like mic cable mechanisms, and people were rigging these things up. So what they would do is just kind of rig up the system pulleys that would pull certain strings and change the tune. At some point they got really precise and they could make that happen. And then that became the dominant thing, because with that you can basically get away with murder. So, hey, right? I'm not even touching anything. You know, and I get a lot of different notes there. You know, all the different chord qualities you can get without even moving your bar. So I like to call pedal steel players pretty lazy. Although there's a lot of skill involved there, and I'm starting to. This is actually the first pedal steel I've ever played. I don't own one, and they're enormous and heavy, and a lot of management, cable management. Yeah. So once I completed the prototype of the basic lap steel, I was like, oh well, it's not that hard to add the pedals. It's the same thing. You just add it to a pin on the board and say, hey, that pin should raise the pitch to whatever I want, and I can configure these things on a little user interface. So I'm going to make use of that with this another Hawaiian tune called Paradise Isle, made famous by the great Jerry Bird, who was Hank Williams' steel guitarist, but also at some point in his life said, you know what, country music's too easy, I'm going to move to Hawaii. And he moved to Hawaii and taught a whole generation of steel guitarists. And that was his legacy to me. All right. Yeah, this is going to require some drum calculation. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wait, maybe a little slow. I wish real drummers were like this. What? I'll do it. Yeah, so that covers most of the major features. This other pedal here is a volume pedal. And I'm finding in my first live performance of this, maybe second actually, it's really touchy. The threshold between blaringly loud and whisper soft is probably needs to be adjusted. Maybe we can talk about that thing a little more. So originally when I was building this instrument, or conceiving it, I had a lot of planning before I got to Upstream because it's in Yosemite, so I need to have everything I needed before I got there to put it together. So I did a lot of research. I was like, well, how do people solve this problem of plucking strings digitally? And I was looking into some guitars from the 80s that tried to be digital guitars, and this is one of them. It's called the Suzuki Unisynth. That's the XG-1 model. And I bought it off of eBay, used and broken, and it said, well, it doesn't turn on, or I don't know. They probably didn't even bother to try it. So I got it in the mail, and the goal was to kind of take it apart and see how it's doing its thing, and then try to implement some of that here. But it worked perfectly, and I fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah.
And was playing it non-stop, and it's just, I can't tell you the weird disembodied feeling of playing a guitar like instrument, having those sounds come out of it. It sounds like an 8-bit video game or something. It's just very nice, because I don't play the piano at all, and they have all the fun in terms of the synthesizers and stuff. So, so basically how that works is it's got 6 digital strings, and those are all attached to an individual, what's called a piezo sensor, and those sense vibration. So if you plug one, that'll vibrate this piezo sensor, it sends some voltage. You got to filter it out, make sure the noise is not, or other conflicting noise is not being registered as a signal. And it's not perfect at that, but that's how it works. And I was like, okay, I can try to build that for my MIDISteel, but as it turns out, it's really hard. And what's not hard is buttons. So basically, I just put 6 buttons in it. But I just had the idea, it's like, well, they're buttons and I got to press them down, and that kind of, it's not very guitar-like. But I had the idea of putting a sort of little contour to them, so I can strum them to some extent. But yeah, that's the Suzuki Unisynth. Marceline borrowed it for a week and just got better at it than ever.
It really sucks.
Tell us how you really feel.
Can you tell us about learning the Unisynth?
So, yeah, I had about a week with it, and most, like, on a physical guitar, you can kind of, with your fretting hand, you can write to the fret bar, and that's good technique, and that there's a lot of room for where you go, and that can help with more complex chords. But on here, you have to be really smack in the middle. You can't be just any part of the fret, and so that means that doing complex chords where you're barring is inconsistent. Where, like, you can't feel the frets underneath it. All you feel is the string on top, and so then, whether it's complex chords or soloing, it is really difficult, and so that's kind of left me resorting to kind of cowboy chords down here, and that's fine, but I think the magic of this thing is having the drum machine.
And the whammy bar. Can you show the whammy bar?
Yeah, absolutely, I can show the whammy bar.
Pick the perfect chord for the whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy bar.
Just a taste.
Yeah. it's funny and it's a great novelty, but as an actual instrument, I wouldn't wish it upon me. It's pretty tough, I gotta say, but it's fun. It's fun in its context, absolutely. But yeah.
I'll be taking it back. It's funny you should say that because I feel very similar to this. This is really hard. And like, the steel guitars are already pretty hard. Like, one of the hardest instruments. This really steps it up a notch. Because you're trying to, in a way, you kind of have to approach it, throw away everything you know about the steel guitar. Because there's a lot of imagination you have to use. Here's Mark II. So this instrument's been in the gallery, and I'm like, well, I have to play it next week. I'm really out of practice. So I went and built another one. I had this vision. I was like, oh, I have all these great ideas for Mark II. I'm going to totally improve it. It's going to be so much better. This thing is cursed. I don't know what's happening with it. But it goes out of tune. You just play it and it just does something weird, and you touch something and then that goes out of whack. So whatever I did the first time, there was some magic. I'll talk more about this. We'll do another original from that record. We've been covering Hawaiian pretty well, but not country, which is another place you hear this instrument. This one is called Sasquatch Corrale. I don't know if you've been to Yosemite lately. There is there's Halfdome. Beautiful.
There's also
a lot of Native American history. Amazing. I bet you didn't know they love the Sasquatch. There's so much Sasquatch-related art and T-shirts and marketing materials. So it's dedicated to that big fluffy guy. It's an old country tune in the classic Texas shuffle style. Not too bad.
Up there?
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. lady Sasquatch and a male Sasquatch. Got the arm around it. Okay, talk a little bit more about this. So yeah, I built this one to practice on for the back beat. So there's a couple of features of this. There's two sensors here. These are rhythm sensors. They sense position. So the reason I need two is because a really common technique with lap steel is to slant the bar. And then that way, you don't just get a straight across chord. You can pick two notes and then get interesting voicings. So it's very important for it to support that. Two knobs here, and those knobs are assignable. They can control any MIDI parameter. So right now I have them such as resonance and cutoff. Yeah, filter cutoff. There's a button here. You can see here's a big red button. That's a mode button. It doesn't really do anything by itself, but if I press and hold it and hit other buttons, it'll like change my tunings, turn things on and off that are kind of internal, change the octave, stuff like that. Yeah, there's some jacks in the back that it supports up to 4 pedals. I only have 3 right now, and a volume pedal and a sustain pedal, which I think is obsolete now. So the original one kind of operated more like a piano keyboard where I'd hold down the keys and then keep playing, but I decided that's not guitar-like. So when you strum a guitar chord, they ring. So that's how that works, right? But in order to stop it, you need to press your hand on the strings. So I did a digital, what's called a palm mute. So that's the equivalent of me resting my fingers on the strings. It takes a lot of getting the hang of, and if I sound bad today, it's because that's a new feature. That was after I recorded all of this.
I think I should also mention that there is also a palm mute function on here.
Yeah.
It's really abrupt.
Yeah. Two other things. Bar count. Why? Because why not? If you just have a plank of wood, you can really just drill things into it. This is an iPhone stand. I should say that it's a MIDI controller, so the synthesizer itself can be anything. I'm using my laptop right now. In the gallery, we have this sort of stripped down synthesizer right here that I hear just turn on every time, but after a few power cycles, it'll work. And you can use an iPad or an iPhone. Plug this right in, sit in the woods, and just play it totally unplugged. All right. This is the last tune I've got for you. It's the last tune off this record, and it's a cover. An old jazz tune called We'll Meet Again. Had a lot of sad goodbyes in the past couple months, so this song's been very much on my mind. It was sung and made famous by the Ink Spots, which are one of my favorite bands, vocal trios, or vocal groups. Yeah. Bill Kenny, the singer, is amazing. He sounds like a ghost. I tried to emulate some of that. But another feature of one of their all their songs is there's a spoken part in the middle. We'll sing it, and then the deep-voiced bass player, I think he played the cello as a bass, would speak the verse. So I'm going to try to emulate that. Yeah. Oh, twice. Yeah. I may set up a tip jar for Marcy because she's a full-time musician and I want to make sure. I can open up questions. If anyone has anything they want to ask about this, or you just want to get down to playing.
As you're developing it, you're a musician. So were you thinking about how to play it when you were making it? Or did you make it and then figure out the quirks? Or like
Yeah, the question was like, as a musician, was I thinking about how I would play it as I was making it versus, figuring that out on the fly. I think ideally I wanted it to just play like a steel guitar, and I knew there were some trade-offs there. So it's kind of like you have your goal of like, it should be 6 or 8 strings ideally, but that's a lot of work, so maybe 6. And then you start to scale back your expectations. And then things evolve as you start to like put it together. You're like, I have to solve that problem and that problem, compromise here, there, and there. And it becomes its own thing. And I think that's what I'm starting to realize is like when you think about music and digital instruments, you kind of think they're these really precise, computery things, but really they're not. There's a lot of weird, ghostly things that happen with them, and they have their own personality and way they demand to be played, and limitations that force you to play them a certain way, and that's part of the expression of the instrument. It's like any instrument at all. And with this one, something that kept happening is every time I hit this capacitive touch test, it would go out of tune. I'm like, why is that happening? And then I had to like do a bunch of research. And capacitive touch sensors send voltage, and if your voltage is sharing a rail with your other potentiometers, it spikes the voltage on them. So voltage is how you measure anything in a digital circuit. So that translated into tuning. But I think I wanted it to be a steel guitar, and it became its own thing. And luckily, it's playable. I find the instruments that are playable. I would classify myself as a non-experimental musician. I'm very conventional in my regular world. I know this looks really crazy and high-tech, but Marceline and I, we play a lot in the swing dance community. We play 1930s jazz music. That's like what we're really into, and acoustic guitars and stuff. But so it was very important to me that I built an instrument that could play a song, and that was really the main goal. To be able to play music. I mean, it can do noises too really well. But I don't know how to show you that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to show you that it can sound like Jimi Hendrix. We can do that.
hell yeah.
It can sound like whales too.
It can sound like whales. I don't know if every whale has that. There's a whole FX. Let's see. That's called aliens. It can make you feel like you're on hold.
Sick.
All right. Any other questions?
Can we hit a whale?
I mean, I can approximate it. I don't know. Is there a whale setting? I don't know if there's really a whale setting. Phones. Just want to tell you.
No whales.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Sure.
So it's not exactly what you set out for it to be, but then does what it turned into make you want to write a particular type of music?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I built it. Was I started to get really into synthesizers and synthesizer music. Mort Garson's Fantasia is very influential. Japanese artist that we both love called Emerson Kimura. I just thought I love those sounds. I grew up with video games, so synthesizer sounds are a very big part of our generation's musical palette, as far as like whether we know it or not. And I was just always frustrated because I don't play the piano at all, like not even chopsticks. So I needed some kind of medium to express myself through those sounds. And this is a synthesizer you can plug a keyboard into, but a keyboard can't do, that's hard for a keyboard. So I like to think of, what this can do that a keyboard can't, but I have access to all the sounds that a keyboard can do. Yeah. So, I mean, there's some wacky stuff on that. There's also some like 30s jazz, so it sounds really weird and kind of campy, but awesome in that way. I wonder if it sounds a little too cheesy. I'd be curious to hear what people think. It's on Bandcamp. It's supposed to be a QR code.
Alex, do you have a name for the instrument?
Oh yeah, it's called the MIDISteel, but I think I'll come up with something better. It's just a MIDISteel controller. There's a great inventor, synthesizer artist who made what he calls the electro-steel, which is kind of what inspired this. But it's not available. He just made one or two. So his is a little bit more accurate. This is kind of more of a use your imagination abstraction of the instrument.
So are you going to commercialize it?
Well, after trying to build another one, I don't think so. I'll have to figure out how to make it. It's like a big part of my work is like DIY and fixing things, doing it yourself. So if anything, it might be a kit you put together. But I actually do run an online store with 3D inventions, and that's enough. Just like mailing things. I live by a post office. I can walk. Emily.
I don't know anything about digital instruments, but does it need to be fed patches through a laptop, or does it make a sound on its own?
It does not make a sound on its own.
Okay.
But that's another world. I could definitely try to program like an analog synthesizer in here or something, but there's just so much out there that's free and good. It's on your iPhone. Like you can plug this into your iPhone. It's like, why? I'm not going to beat Bob Moog. I make a better synthesizer than Moog.
Yeah.
And you can get the Moog Model 15 on your iPhone and play this as the Moog Model 15. So you should just do that.
So what kind of work got in? Did you have to program anything, or you just collection?
No programming. No, tons of programming, but these days humans don't really do that. So it was more planning and explaining, prompting, if you will, vibing.
AI to write the code, is that what you're saying?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm also a software developer, and we don't like coding. It's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
I could have done it, but it would have taken me longer than Upstream residency. So I was basically the person who assembled the thing, but and made decisions. And that's kind of how engineering works now, unfortunately. I don't know, fortunately. People build cool stuff too. It's not all just ads and death robots. Jails.
Darker fast.
Alright, anything else? Anything at all?
I
Is there like one thing that you're like, this is my favorite thing that I achieved while building this? And then conversely, is there one thing that still drives you crazy?
A lot of things drive me crazy, especially, just when we were warming up, I was like, wow, this just like, the mix is not right. And
The volume pedal's real.
the volume goes so much, I can't control that. And to adjust the curve. But when I had it at its kind of like simplest form, where it was just 6 strings and everything, it didn't have any of this other stuff. And it was just sitting, it was taped to my desk. And I was playing it, and I was like, this is awesome. It works. And I'd say that was the best feeling. And then everything I added to it was getting a little too complicated. Cool. Well, I welcome you to try it out. Maybe I'll hook up the second one. You can try out the Unisynth as well for you guitarists. I'm more guitarist here. And please do check out the show. Thank you to Charlotte and Meg for hosting us. And built this amazing viewing mezzanine. You got to go up there and watch the videos. And check out all the other art from the past and present. Upstream residency. There's an annex with more art from the cohorts. Our cohort was the best, by the way. Art is a competition.
Great.
Did anyone watch?